Week 1 is officially in the books, and now that we had a couple days to digest what the hell went on in Brazil and what the Kansas City Chiefs looked about, we'll dissect the good, bad, and the ugly, as well as go through the AFC West recap of the weekend. Now with that, let's cut the chit-chat and let's have some fun. It was a rough weekend, Chiefs Kingdom, to say nonetheless. The Kansas City Chiefs took a brutal divisional loss early in the season, but again, it is early in the season. With that also, the AFC West, they all won their matchups. We will get into that later in this video. What I want to do is, now that I had a couple days to basically digest everything that happened on Friday, give you my thoughts, not initial thoughts, my well-rounded, complete thoughts of everything that took place. And so as we hop in and discuss a little bit about the offense, it was ugly to kick off that game. But to say all, they did find their rhythm. Mahomes looked like prime Mahomes. That was great to see, even with missing receivers like Rashee Rice being suspended and Xavier Worthy out, and we do not know how long he will be out, and that's going to be interesting. And let's dive into that before we dissect this game. Everyone now is wanting another receiver added into this room, which I do believe for depth purposes needs to happen, because if you're solely going to just depend on Hollywood Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, Tyquan Thornton, it's going to be a rough season. Not to say the Kansas City Chiefs have not done that, and not won a Super Bowl with that kind of core. You just need that more comfortability, because if another one goes down, it's like, what the hell are we doing here? So I see one added, but the ramblings around social media has been, we need to trade for Tyreek Hill. We need to save Tyreek out of Miami. And yes, that would be fun. Yes, I would welcome that. Yes, that would elevate the room once again, but that wouldn't be my sole need. Right now, I do not know how long Xavier Worthy will be out. It can go from a few weeks to the whole season. We got to see what comes out of that. Right now, Andy Reid gave us nothing either. He said he's rehabbing at the moment, which, what the hell does that mean? We want to know what the MRI results are. We want to know the extended period. Cool, he's rehabbing. He should be resting that shoulder, but give me more. I need more. But we'll see how that comes out. And then Rashee Rice being suspended, we got 5 more weeks now without him. Right now, receiver room is a short-term problem. Tyreek would be a full answer for this year, and I don't know if that's an exact need. If I was to address a need, it would be that running back room. Let's just go back into the game. Because with Mahomes coming back to life, with him finding ways to get to the receivers, I still think that's good. I still think the Kansas City Chiefs can win with this receiving core. What concerns me is the running back room and whole. The fact we can't run the ball for the life of us, the lick of us, whether Andy Reid wants to do it or not. If he did want to do it, I do not trust this room whatsoever. I don't know if Isaiah Pacheco is a RB1. Actually, I do know, and he's not. Kareem Hunt, he is about 75 years old. He can give you good downs here and there, but you can't depend on him solely. And Brashard Smith, he is too young to say anything can be happening right now. He did have some snaps. I would have loved to see some balls thrown his way to see, hey, there's potential there. And that will happen within the coming weeks. But the Kansas City Chiefs need to solidify a running back, a change of pace type of guy. And in the free agent market and in the trade market, I just don't know if it's there. That's why that is more of a concern for me right now, because we know when it comes to November and December and you can't run the football, damn, you lose identity in the offense. So I'm hoping the Chiefs can address that. I wanted them to trade for Travis Etienne. That ain't going to happen now, because the dude went berserk, and he shows he is a prime example of why he deserves to be on the Jacksonville Jaguars. So Tank Bigsby is probably that option, but also I don't really want Tank Bigsby. I think that just basically adds another running back to the room to where, oh, you have another back. That doesn't move the needle for me at all. They need a guy that moves the needle, and I don't know if they can find that. So that is a key concern for me there. The offensive line looked good. They had their times where there was frustrations. Josh Simmons did have his growing pains, but he did show his potential. Same with Kingsley Sumatia, left guard. He showed some more growing pains, but he showed there's that potential. We got to watch that mesh and gel for the time being. The right side, Trey Smith's going to do his thing, but Jawan Taylor, man. I know they say this is our last year with him, but man, I'm ready to say move on forward. Put Jalen Moore in that spot. He had, 2 false start penalties, 2 holding penalties. I think he had 4 penalties on the day. It's getting ridiculous. We're in year 3. There doesn't seem to be no growth or maturity at that position, and it's going to cost us in situations. Thankfully, you have Patrick Mahomes who can overcome that, but man, it's overwhelming to see Patrick Mahomes get a first down, and then there's a false start, and now you're at 1st and 15. It's not fun. And I know it's not fun for Mahomes. I know it's not fun for the offensive line. And I know it's not fun for coaching. Address it. I hate addressing things reactively. Get to it ahead of time. And right now we're reacting to things. And that's what's frustrating when it comes to running backs, wide receivers, line. You could have addressed all this in the offseason. And now we're here in week 1 wondering what the hell are the Kansas City Chiefs doing. But all in all, considering the offense, I still believe this can be one of the best offensive years we have seen in the past 2 years. I love what they did in the third and fourth quarter. Again, it was specifically Patrick Mahomes, but this offense gels when Patrick Mahomes is gelling. I need them to find a rhythm early. If they would have found a rhythm in the first and second quarter and put up some points other than a field goal, this would have been a different game. And that's all that needs to be said there. If they can click earlier in games and then get to moving towards the end of the games, this can be a way different team offensively. So there's really no concerns for me there besides running back, that you can't really depend on anyone. I'm not saying, hurry, go trade for a wide receiver. They will add one. Unfortunately, it may be on the realms of a guy like Mecole Hardman more than a Tyreek Hill. So fans, anticipate that. Now, when it comes to the defense, man, I literally spent the last 48 hours trying to find some positives for you guys, and I really couldn't. It was such a struggle watching that game and seeing Justin Herbert pick apart us and dissect us. And everyone can highlight, oh, well, they stopped the run. Hampton didn't go crazy. Najee Harris didn't really do much. But also, that was really a replica of what the Super Bowl was all about. The Kansas City Chiefs stopped Saquon Barkley, and they said, oh, beat us with the pass. Well, sure as hell enough, Justin Herbert beat them with the pass every which way. And that's what was the complete frustration all around that. Like, you knew when it came to 3rd and 5, 3rd and 10, and even 3rd and 15, the Chargers were going to find a way. And what's really irritating here is that defensive line. When there's someone else other than Chris Jones to be depended on, no one's getting to that quarterback. No one's causing pressures. It's like, give me one or the other. Give me pressures or give me someone who can cover. They didn't do either or. So when Chiefs Kingdom is solely focusing on, let's trade for Tyreek Hill. Shit, give me someone who can get after the quarterback or intercept a football, because that's what we direly need. We need someone who can change that defense or at least get us back in the mediocre range. That way Mahomes doesn't have to feel like the game is always on his shoulders. Everyone's going to highlight Chris Jones because that's the reason the Chiefs lost the game. The game should never have been put in that position, but the defense did solely put it there as well. Do I see turnaround change for the defense in the future? I really don't know. I can't give us the same standard as I do the offense. I can see the offense being good the rest of the season. Defense, you really got me concerned. I do not know what to make of you. I do not know what you're about to be about. But this is a week in, week out kind of league. So show me what you can do against Philly. But right now, if you were to ask me, the Kansas City Chiefs are going to start 0-2, and it's going to be because the defense will not know how to stop Jalen Hurts and that receiving core. But the number one question on everyone's mind is it panic time? Is the dynasty over? As long as Patrick Mahomes is the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs, it is not over. We've seen him play with terrible defenses, and he's always taken us to the AFC Championship game. There's going to be some adjusting that needs to happen. This will probably be an offensive-led team this year, which is going to be crazy. We're going to have our shootouts, unfortunately, and you just got to hope the defense can somehow, some way become mediocre. If I was to give you a scale of 1 to 10, what my panic meter is, it's probably at a 4, which should typically be more higher than week 1 is, and it's solely on the defense. Week 2 will give me a tell-all, really. If we start off 0-2 and it's because of the defense, I will be stressing more. Now, if we're 0-2 and it's very competitive, the defense shows signs, then it gets interesting on that meter. But I need the defense to show me some life. And Friday night in Brazil, they showed me nothing. Now for an AFC West recap of week 1. As I mentioned, every team won their matches. We already know what the Chargers did. They manhandled us. So we don't need to relive that, right? So let's go to the Raiders and Patriots. The Raiders are now 1-0 as they defeated the Patriots. Honestly, this doesn't move me or worry me at all what the Raiders did. Again, they beat the Patriots. They scored quickly on their first possession, but then they stalled out in the prior 2 quarters, and then in the fourth quarter, they picked up. And also, the Patriots kind of helped out there, too, because the Raiders gave the chances for the Patriots to win the game, and they couldn't. So they don't worry me at the slightest, and the same with the Denver Broncos either. Honestly, the Broncos seemed very disappointing. Probably more disappointing than the Kansas City Chiefs, to say nonetheless, because everyone had them winning the division, and then you come out against the worst team in the NFL last year, and Cam Ward had a chance to win that game if the receivers didn't really bail him out and say, we don't want to win this game. And Bo Nix, he didn't really look good. It looked like a start of a sophomore slump. Again, week 1, let's not overreact to it, but with now the Broncos at 1-0, the Raiders 1-0, and the Chargers at 1-0, the most convincing team in that was the Chargers, and it's because they defeated us, and they defeated us in a good fashion as well. That would be my team I'd be concerned about, but we know how the Kansas City Chiefs bounce back. We know we're going into week 2. We know there's nothing crazy. Chiefs Kingdom, please don't panic. I'm not panicking yet. I'm frustrated, but I'm not panicking. With that, please let me know how you're feeling after week 1 in the comments down below. I'm going to check out, but before I do, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and also leave me that big thumbs up. Y'all take care. Peace.